Hello, everyone. It's saying that I am live, but I don't know if that is true or not. So I'm going to just look if there's anybody out there. Hit a thumbs up or something. Can you hear me on the microphone? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. I think we're okay there. Mm, all right. So I think I'm just going to go into discussion here. Um, let's see. So I am the dumb old dad. Take out my glasses for now. I might need them later, but um, I thought I would go live again, maybe do once a week live session. So on my channel, if you go into the channel analytics, it goes through and it tells you who's watching, how many, how often, where they live, and all that fun stuff. And one of the things that I learned from my analytics is that Tuesday evenings and Wednesday evenings is when most of my viewers are online. Now, viewers just means that's when most of my videos are watched. So I thought I might as well go live on that in that time frame, on Tuesday afternoons, Tuesday evenings, or Wednesday. So here I am going live, and so that's why I'm here. So hopefully I get a viewer one or two, and hopefully that you guys can hear me. I'm going to still go out there and see if I can see if I am live or not. See if you can hear me even. Let's go here, go here. It is not showing live. I'm sure it is, but the question is whether this microphone is working. Let me unplug it and see if it still works. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's not making much of a change. Plug back in my headphones to see if that's all right. So today I thought I would talk about, let me go to my list, a few things. So one of the things I tell people a lot about being a dad is that you worry about your kids. And you do that from age 1. You worry about them falling over. You worry about them crawling in and sticking their fingers into outlets. You worry about them, hitting the side of the coffee table with their head. You worry about them breaking a plate or walking through glass or, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of always thought that, yeah, probably, I don't know, I thought kids would be like a pet or a dog where you teach them something. And as you're teaching them something, they learn it and then they do it. So when you're going through life and you're telling them, don't go down the stairs or don't go touch this or don't do this or don't do that, that once you taught them, like a dog, we just tell them sit. Well, they sit and they just wait for the next command. Well, I discovered very quickly that that is not the case. Kids are not like dogs. You can't just train them once and they will do what you train them to do over and over again. You train them once and then they do whatever they want to. So, one of the things I learned very early on was that each kid has their free agency. They have freedom to mind you, not mind you, do whatever they want, and you really don't have control. And so, one of the times I remember when I was raising our kids, our second son, he would go, well, it would be time for bed. And so we'd tell him to go to bed and we'd walk him in there and we'd say prayers with him and then lay him down in the bed. Sometimes I'd tell him a story. And then I was like, okay, it's bedtime. It's time to sleep. And I thought, well, that's it. He'll lay down. He'll be fine. But nope. he got up out of bed and walked right back out in the living room. And so I'm like, "You're gonna stay in your bed. You don't." Well, I'd walk him right back into the bedroom, no matter how much I yelled at him, no matter how much I threatened him, no matter how much I said, "You're gonna be in trouble." It didn't matter. He didn't want to stay in bed, and so he had his free agency. He didn't stay in bed. Well, it was just an eye opener to me that that's the way it was. That it wasn't a you learn it once and you learn it for life and you just follow it. So I don't know. That's kind of how I learned it, and I don't know whether. Oh, here's my link to see if I'm live here. Okay, yeah, there it is. I am live, and you can hear me. So perfect. So that is a little story I thought I would tell all of you dumb dads out there. You need to know, especially if you're a new dad and you don't realize it yet, but your kids have complete free agency. And I remember going into stores and seeing parents, yelling at their kids and telling them to be quiet, and kids laying on the ground, screaming and kicking. And I just like, can they not handle their kids? What is up with them? And then, man, I got older and had kids that were 2 and 4 and 6. And man, you get them into the store, you do not have control over those kids. You can't just shake your finger at them and they'll be good. And they will roll on the floor and they will scream and they will yell. They don't care who notices. They don't care who it is. They don't care how many people are looking at them. They totally oblivious of all that stuff, even though you are paranoid about people looking at you and thinking about you like this guy is not taking care of his kids and judging you, of course. I remember one time, one of our kids, don't even remember, but we were walking through the store, and of course, they're grabbing everything. They want a candy, they want a cookie, they want candy bars, they want gum. And I was saying, no, no, no. And every time we walked in the store, I told them even before we walked in, don't ask me to buy anything. I'm going to say no. Well, we got halfway through the store getting the stuff, and one of the kids had a meltdown and started crying and started screaming. And I'm just like, what can I do in the store? You can't do anything. You can't put them in timeout. You can't send them to their room. You can't. I mean, as much as you threaten them, and you can only threaten them so much in the store, people looking at you. So I gathered up all my stuff. I left the shopping cart in the middle of the store, and I walked out to the car. And that was it. I mean, what else can you do? You really can't do it. I mean, I've seen people just kind of dragging their kids around, and that's what I was doing. I was actually dragging my kid out the door into the car because they were making a scene. What am I going to do? There is nothing more you can do. So just be aware that kids, they don't do what you tell them to do. Now, the other thing that I learned was that you continue to worry about your kids. I I thought it was mostly when they're small, mostly maybe when they're teenagers, but once they leave your house, you don't have to worry about them anymore. Well, that is not the case. Oh, there's Andy. I'm doing my live. Okay, Andy's swinging a tennis racket with no strings in it right now. Anyway, so I always thought that once they leave the house, your worries are over. It's no longer you don't have to be responsible for them anymore. That is not true. Even after they have graduated from high school, even after they have left for college, even after they have gotten married, you still worry about them, and you still worry that they're making good decisions, or you're still worried about, their work or what they're doing or their schooling. And so it's a constant worry. Well, I learned from older dads out there that it just never ends. Even when they have full on families and everything's going on, you are still worrying about your kids. And, worrying about their spouse, worrying about, I don't have any grandkids yet, so I don't know anything about that, but I've heard that having grandkids is pretty awesome. Anyway, so that's what I thought I talked about a little bit was worrying about your kids. It lasts forever. So just be prepared to always worry about them and always be concerned about what's going on with them. Sorry that. The next thought I had was to, I don't know, I've been dabbling with financial aid stuff. I'm going to a financial planner and I'm kind of looking at retirement. I'm about 14 years away from retirement, so I'm starting to worry about it and think about it and see whether I have enough money in accounts and in 401ks and Roth IRAs and all that stuff. And so I started thinking about, okay, well, let's just say, just for example, and people say this all the time, what would you do with $1 million? Yeah, what would you do with $1 million? But I was thinking kind of the same type of thing. When I get to retirement and I have all of the money that I need to cover all of my expenses for, a house and for food and for travel, if I had all of that stuff and I didn't have to worry about money anymore, because that that is something you worry about all the time is money. That's why you work. You're working for money so that you have the money to do and pay for things. So what would I do if I had everything covered? What would I do? Not that you just like would win the lottery and you have $1 million, what would you do? But if you had, say, $1 million in your retirement fund, which pays you, let's say, $50,000 a year, which in Idaho, $50,000 would be great for a year. What would I do with my time? What would I spend my time doing? Would I still be doing videos? I mean, part of the reason that I do videos is to try to better myself and to it's an outlet for me, maybe to help other people and to help other dads. Another reason I do these videos is I'm not going to be around forever, and maybe my kids will go back and watch these videos and remember dumb old dad and who he was, and maybe they would have their kids watch these videos so they know grandpa a little bit because I may not be around all the time to be a grandpa. So those are some of the reasons that I do it. But, you know, eventually there could be some monetary value. YouTube could be paying me every month for doing videos and those types of things. So there's a monetary thing. But I really enjoy doing the videos. I think it's exciting. And I go and look at my analytics every single day to see how many views that I've had and how many subscribers. And so I look up the comments every single day. So it's just something kind of is a hobby right now, but it's just something entertaining and enjoyable for me to kind of keep up on. So I think I would probably continue to do videos and I would probably continue to watch my YouTube channel and post things on Instagram. I do have an Instagram uh, following, but it's not anywhere near what YouTube is. Um, so what else would I do? My dad, um, when he was about my age, he started a charity. And so I thought, what would I do? Would I start a charity? And the charity that my dad does, it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't give me satisfaction. It doesn't give me any, I don't know what it is, but the, I don't enjoy what my dad's charity does. I'll put a link in the description. It's Charity Anywhere Foundation, but they do, it's a nonprofit for third world countries where they're helping kids, they're helping families, they're building houses, they're doing medical supplies, they're doing free medical care and dental care. And they go to Ecuador and Guatemala and Mexico. But for me, I go on those projects and I don't get a lot of satisfaction out of it. It's not fun. It doesn't give me that excitement like, doing a YouTube channel does. It's exciting for me to do this where going to a project in Mexico doesn't. It's not exciting. It's not fun. So I don't know, what charity would I do? And I've always thought if I was going to do a charity, I'd probably do something with technology. Maybe I would set up a computer network for a small town, or maybe I would donate computers or fix computers to be donated or something like that. I just don't know. Maybe I could do something with video. Maybe I could do be the videographer for one of my dad's trips to Mexico or something. Maybe that would be something fun. That would be something I think I would enjoy. But so I don't know. I don't know what I would do um, if I had all the money that I needed. I would play tennis probably more. I'd probably teach tennis. I kind of like teaching tennis. Maybe little kids, not the big, huge tennis players that you know don't take your advice anymore, but little kids that maybe would want to learn about how tennis works. So the next topic I thought I would cover is cancer. So I have a number of cancer videos that I've done, and I will put a link to those cancer videos. And so I really do need to give you an update on what's happening there. So if you remember, the last time I talked to everybody was in October, and the cancer in my leg had gone away, and so I was pretty much considered cancer free at that time. And so I started to kind of slow down on my diet that I was doing, the Gerson therapy. And so, excuse me, I started kind of trickle back into normal eating, and I was starting to eat from some restaurants and things. But then this last month, I went to have a checkup and had scans, and the scans showed two small lumps in my hip area that they suspected was melanoma. So they did a biopsy, and sure enough, it did turn out to be melanoma. So I am back in the fight. I am doing carrot and apple juice again, which I've done a bunch of videos for carrot and apple juice and how I juice them. I am starting to eat cleaner again, and I'm starting to do more vegetables and not as many fruit. And I just have a very specific diet that I've been following. But the doctors are telling me that I need to go on an immunotherapy drug. And so I'm going to be going on an immunotherapy drug called um, nivolumab and ipilimumab. I don't know. They're all the mabs. So probably in the next few weeks, I will start taking some immunotherapy drugs. The problem is they can't really do a surgery because the lymph nodes are so deep into my hip area. And so they have to do it systemically. That's what they say. And so systemically, I take this in an IV, and then it just sends the immunotherapy drug through my body, and then it covers my whole body, gets that. And immunotherapy is supposed to boost your immune system versus attack your immune system or make it go lower. Chemotherapy is usually where it's it goes lower, or it takes your immune system down versus boosts it up. So this is going to be boosting up my immune system to hopefully fight the cancer and get it to go away. So, oh, here come the missionaries. Well, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go talk to the missionaries. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Dumb Old Dad.